Elizabeth, first and foremost, how are you feeling?
Actually, I feel fine. I mean, except for a cracked rib that is completely unrelated to any of the more serious issues I face, I feel terrific.
Have you found that people are relating to you a bit differently with this news?
Well, I mean, I had somebody hug me in the last hour with a tear going down the side of her face. I'm actually hoping that's one of the things that this discussion will fix, that people will see that that you're not necessarily dying of cancer, but that you can also live with cancer, and that and you can live full lives, concentrate on the things that matter to you. We're all going to die, and I pretty much know what I'm going to die of now. But I do want to live as full and normal a life as I can from this point on.
Have you received any additional information in the last couple of days about where the cancer might have spread, other than this area of your rib?
There are a couple of hot spots on the bone scan, in my right hip, for example, and one of the questions was whether or not to do radiation on that to reduce the size of that of the cancer in that location, and for fear that it might weaken my bone and then I might break my hip. But the consensus was that it was too small an area for that to be a risk. You know, we were on a real roller coaster, the two of us, on Wednesday.
Tell me about that roller coaster.
Well, we went to the hospital, and it became pretty clear to me that there were at least 2 or 3 suspicious places on the bone scan. Elizabeth looked at it, saw exactly the same thing. So both of us were worried before we even had the doctor interpret the bone scan. And then the doctor came in and confirmed what both of us already thought, which is that it looked like metastatic disease, that it looked like that the cancer was back.
Tell me what went through your mind when you looked at that bone scan.
Pain, hurt. I mean, for me, I was very worried about the woman I loved more than anything. I was pacing back and forth in the room where the bone scan was being done, trying to look at it from every angle and see if it
went away some way.
Yeah, I wanted it to go away. It didn't go away.
Were you terrified you might lose your wife?
Of course, absolutely. But I've been worried about that for several years now.
It must have been hard once again to have to face your kids and to talk to Emma, Claire, and Jack, who are 8 and 6. That is tough. What did you say?
I said, well, Mommy's cancer's back. And they said, can she die from this? And I said, yes, but she could live a very long time. And then Elizabeth said, all of us are going to die eventually. We're all going to die from something. And that Mommy knows now what she's probably going to die from.
Can you describe the decision-making process for me in terms of what should we do now? Do we stay in? Do we suspend it temporarily? Do I call the whole thing off? Do we call the whole thing off? How did that unfold?
Well, first the decision was made by the 2 of us, no one else, and as it should be. And she said to me, this is what we believe in. This is what we're spending our lives doing. It's where our heart and soul is, and we cannot stop. The doctor came in, and I said, I need to know, we have a tough decision to make. We know what we want to do, but I need to know whether Elizabeth can physically do this. And I don't mean physically stay at home and watch me do it. I mean, can she physically do it? Go out on the campaign trail, do all the work that needs to be done, because the country's going to want to hear from her. And I knew that. And the doctor said, yes, she absolutely can physically do it.
You know, you really have 2 choices here. I mean, either you push forward with the things that you were doing yesterday, or you start dying. That seems to me your only 2 choices. If I had given up everything that my life was about, first of all, I let cancer win before it needed to. You know, maybe eventually it will win, but I let it win before it needed to, and I just basically start dying. I don't want to do that. I want to live, and I want to do the work that I want next year to look like last year, and the year after that, and the year after that, and the only way to do that is to say I'm going to keep on with my life.
At your press conference, you were both extremely confident, very upbeat.
And right now we feel incredibly optimistic. I don't expect my life to be significantly different.
And I think some people wondered if you were in denial, if you were being realistic about what you were going to be facing here.
I think that it is our intention to deny cancer any control over us. And though I know that there are people who live short lives, I feel optimistic, not because I've got rose-colored glasses on, but because I know that I have only low volume, a small amount of cancer in my bones.
I can promise you, we don't understate or misunderstand the seriousness of this. I mean, this could kill her, and we know it. And what we choose to do is we choose to live our lives fully and with strength and optimism. We get to make that choice, and that's what we choose.